Well, guys, the question has been asked again. Um, I hate when this happens so much. Oh my God. So, if you guys don't know me, I know I'm looking swole as hell in this photo, but but anyway, the question has been asked again. And like I said, I hate moments like this when it happens in my life where I think I have everything like mapped out and solved and like how I'm gonna get everything done and all that. And then all of a sudden, like, I don't know. I look toned as hell. Oh my God, I look sexy, don't I? Just a little bit? Okay. It might just be the lighting. I don't know. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, so basically what happens, right? As you guys, oh my God, I look gorgeous. But as you guys know, for the past few weeks, I've been saying how like the plan was Japan, yada, 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 yada. And just live a peaceful life. But before then, I had another goal in life, which was to go to the Army or the Air Force, do about what I think it was 3 years or whatever the contract is for the minimum. I think it's 3 years. Do my 3 years, get a nice little, a few loan or get the house loan thing, get that done, flip it, do real estate, yada, 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 yada. And then I had another goal, which was get a job, stack up my bread, put the money into trading, flip the money into 100K, da 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 da. I've come back to the crossroads, bro. Oh my God. That's what I'm gonna start calling this, right? Because every time I arrive at this destination, it feels like I almost like have a whole mental perspective shift and I can't ever stay to one plan. And this is exactly why I sell my vehicles within like the first 4 months of me getting them. I change up my room all the time. I constantly can't make up my mind. And I'm always having to evolve because I can never stay stagnant in one place. I can never stick to one goal. And I do not know why. It has nothing to do with an attention span kind of thing because I have a great attention span. If I genuinely want to do something, I'll get it done. But I don't think I mentally know what I want, right? I don't know if I want to be a millionaire. I don't know if I want to just live a cool, calm life on the countryside. I don't know. And I think it all comes back down to just not having enough money. Hold on, let me move the desk down a little bit. I think it all comes down to me just not having enough bread. But at the same time, maybe not. Because a lot of those different crossroads or those different lanes lead to the same place pretty much, which is me being happy. And I don't know what me being happy looks like. And that's the problem. And I think that's why I can't decide on one thing. As badly as, like I said, I want to kind of just go on the countryside and chill, I think it's the mental doubt. Not that I'm going to make it or I'm not going to make it. It's more of the mental doubt of me thinking, what if I don't like it? And I dedicated my life to that thing and I just don't like it. And that's where I come back to the whole just be an entrepreneur or just make money or, you know what I mean? Because if you have enough money, then you can do whatever you want is what I want to believe. And I mean, to an extent that is correct, but once again, how do I know that's not going to be the thing that has me kind of like, this isn't what I want to do? Funny enough. Because, like I said, I've had money before. It's not like I've never had money. Back when I had my Tesla, I had a decent amount of money coming in. I had some good income coming in through my day trading, my Walmart job, and I had a car that I really liked. Pretty much my favorite car I've ever owned. And I was living pretty solid. Every single stage of my life that I've pretty much been through since, I'd say, ages 16 and up have been ideal. Like, I've enjoyed all of it. And I guess my fear is that if I were to dedicate something or dedicate my life to something, I just wouldn't feel complete, or I'd feel like I'd be needing more. I don't know if that's a like an environmental problem, if that's a me problem, a mentality problem. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just hyper competitive. Maybe I have bipolar disorder. Maybe I have ADHD. I don't know. But I'm chalking it up to me wanting so much that I don't know what I want, if that makes sense. And I've never just sat down with myself. And that's why, like, this year has been so pivotal in the complete, like, mental that I've been having for all these years. Because I've been thinking, at first I thought the money was going to bring me the happiness. Then I got money. I mean, I was happy for a bit, but then it got stale. And that's when I was like, you know what, I'm going to just lose it all. I'm going to leave it all, and I'm going to just restart. And I'm starting to restart. And as I'm restarting, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know, man. This is kind of, like, I'm poor. Like, I don't know what I expected, but, like, it almost feels like I want to try to get the money back again. But then I feel like once I reach to that spot again, it's only going to put me in the same situation that I was in when I had my Tesla. So, I don't know. Because while I was cleaning my bathroom, I was scrubbing down the, what's it called? Not the toilet, but scrubbing down the tub and, like, the sidewalls and all that. And I kept thinking, I was like, bro, what if I just did commit to the whole go to the Air Force thing and, like, spend 3 years to just kind of do something with my life, you know? Just, dedicate to something for 3 years besides school or like something like that, you know what I mean? But then I was like, what if I hate every single moment of it and I leave like how I did college? Because I was the exact same way with college. I thought going to school and getting an engineering degree and making 100,000 coming out was going to be the thing that was going to like change my life. And I didn't even make it 2 weeks without dropping out. So I'm thinking, same thing could happen with the Air Force, besides the fact that it's a contract, and if I leave, it could cause big problems. So that's another problem. So I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, I think it comes down to having the ability to choose. And in my current situation, I do have the ability to choose what archetype of man I want to be. And it's between the warrior, right, or the warrior class, and like the gardener class, right? And here's how I'm gonna break this down, right? The warrior and the gardener. You guys know I love using analogies. The warrior, highly competitive, always working as hard as he can, always being like hyper competitive towards the market and making money, always looking for more, always getting the best, always doing the best, but mentally never fulfilled. That's the downside. And that one thing is such a huge downside that it could cause big problems. The gardener, living on the countryside peacefully, having no problems with bills or food or money or any of that. I mean, just a little bit of problems every once in a while, you know? But it's nowhere as, let me not say no problems. I'd say a little bit of problems like how it currently is today, of where I'm like, okay, I gotta make money here, I gotta make money there. You're always trying to hustle to get enough to be by, like to pass by. It's the same as the warrior class, as if you're grinding all the time, but it's not nearly as intense or rewarding, I should say, because you're not making nearly as much money. And the downside to this class, I would say, is you just don't have the money. You don't have the high amounts of income that this class does. So that's where it kind of puts me into the middle ground, which would be, if you guys have ever heard the quote, I don't know exactly who made it, but they said, I would rather be a warrior in a garden during the peace, like during peacetime, than a gardener in a war during a war. You know what I mean? So a gardener in the war is only used to the garden. They're only used to the peace. So if you ever were to throw them on that deep end, they would just completely collapse. Compared to a warrior in a garden, with time, he can slowly adapt to it. And he has to learn that inner peace within. One is a physical pain and one is a mental pain, which you can choose your struggle. I would choose mental any day of the week. Physical can cause damage. Mental can cause slow damage, but it could be managed, in my opinion. But yeah, man, I think I think I want to be both. Why not be a gardener that has like, I don't know, a switch? I know that just broke the whole thing, but like basically why not be a gardener kind of like John Wick? Like John Wick is the example of what I would explain to be a warrior in a garden. He was very dormant, living a peaceful life, millionaire, chilling. Somebody came, bothered him. He was able to kind of flick that switch. Compared to if he was just a gardener, he would have kind of just had to take it and roll over, and he would have ended up dying in the situation. But I mean, that's kind of how I want to be. So that's what makes me kind of want to stick with the path that I've currently chosen for myself, which is I already know what I'm doing, right? I already have the financial tools that I need to multiply my finances. The only problem I have is not being able to have enough finances coming in. So that puts me to the resolution of, okay, stick with the plan that we have going on. Why not just get a decent job? The reason I'm yet to do that and the reason I'm so firm against it is, if you guys remember, the first challenge or the first piece of this challenge for me was to not have a job and be able to do all this. And I guess it's a prideful kind of thing at the end of the day, of where I'm like, yeah, I don't need a job. Like, I could keep pushing, like. And then I think to myself, I'm like, bro, the whole point of the challenge, though, is to succeed and try something different, like drastically different. Not having a job, that's one of those things you could just sacrifice. Once again, it's just pride. And then I'm like, fuck. I have to free up so much time and I have to do all this. No, I don't. Actually, everything that I'm currently doing is very much manageable with a job or with a stable income. But the thing is, I just don't feel like I'm making enough money doing a job. I was thinking on like an average salary of like $15, right? $15 times 40. So that's 40 a week or bi-weekly, I can't remember. That's 600, bro, and that's before tax. That is absolutely abysmal. That is horrible money in my opinion. I mean, it's average once again, but like 1,000 for 40 hours? 40 hours? Shit. I used to make $1,000 in a few minutes, dude. And then I thought about it some more and I was like, okay, that's exactly the point. I used to make $1,000 in a minute. I don't currently do that. Why is that? I don't have proper income that is stable enough. So the problem is having stable income. If I can find a way to make stable income, why not take it? And then I'm like, okay, where's somewhere else I could possibly work? Amazon. Holy shit. Amazon? $20 though. Let's do some quick math. 28, that's 800 a week for 40. Or 800 by a week. So, what? 800? That's what, 4 weeks? That's 1,600 before tax. Still kind of low, but once again, consistent income can really change, you know what I mean? And that's within what? I said 4 weeks, that's a month. 1.6K a month. Okay, fine, whatever, dude. That's enough to pay bills, I guess. But the only thing I'm gonna have to kind of sacrifice is some of my freedom and mental state. Ah, fuck. This isn't really me, and I'm kind of thinking of it as a way of like, okay, keep yourself mentally sane. Not how, but look at it in a different perspective, right? You're not losing, right? But at the same time, you are losing. I have that competitive side that's like, you lost, you failed the challenge if you do that. But then I have the other side that's like, bro, does it even matter? It's a mental limitation that you put on yourself. Come on, let's be real, bro. It's not some like written in stone thing, but my word is my bond, bro. My word is my bond. So I'm like, I can't, bro. I have to find another way. There has to be another way I can. But bro, would it help? Fuck yeah, dude. Okay, you're not gonna get a job, so what can you do? I'm gonna have to go back to trading, bro. Fuck. Trading or gambling? Let's start gambling, dog. Let's let's start gambling. Let's see how that shit does. Or like I said, we could just go back to trading, bro. I don't know, man. Something I'm gonna have to sleep on, honestly. But the whole Japan idea, that is still on the table. I'm not gonna falter with that. No job. I gotta think about that one, I'm not gonna lie. And it's not that I need a job desperately, but it definitely would help a lot. Like a lot. Because I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, $125 a week donating plasma helped my case a decent amount. Imagine $400, $600, $800 in this case. Every 2 weeks. That's $400 a week. It's pretty solid, dude. Pretty solid. But 20 hours worth of work, I don't know. It's I don't know, bro. So like I said, I gotta think about it some more. I don't think I'm gonna end up doing it just because, like I said, I love my freedom too much. I love being able to do what I want in the middle of the day, randomly. And I feel like having a job will hinder that, which it will. So I just wanted to make this video so you guys could see like my mental process through this. And like I said, I'm gonna have to sleep on it. I'm gonna have to think some more, but I don't think anything's really gonna change. And if anything, I'm just gonna be thinking of a new way to implement making bread on the side. So I don't know. And like I said, bringing trading into the whole equation, and thinking of it in a way without a funded account. I fucking hate funded accounts, dude. I can't do that shit. But making money without having to, So we're gonna have to see. And something's probably gonna have to end up getting sacrificed either way, but I don't know, bro. But anyways, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. I will not be speeding this video up. I will not be adding music. Just a straight talk to talk. So it's gonna be a hard video for a lot of people to watch, but it is what it is, man. But talks like this are necessary in my opinion. But like I said, I love you guys, and I'll check y'all tomorrow for the video. This does not count as a video for tomorrow, but I got some stuff I gotta do tonight. I'm gonna get those done, and yeah, I love y'all.